as you said, he got older. As you get older, you start to lose your touch a little bit. So the sharp trims that you was given, it might not be the same thing. So I realized before I was comfortable. All right, cool, sit in a chair, boom, we're good. We're getting a good trim. As you got a bit older, I'm like, yo, I don't look as sharp as it used to be. Hold on, you used to do the fade a bit. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, you get hurt a little bit, innit?
Yeah, man.
But at the same time, do you feel like those times you can't really challenge him? You're just like,
yeah, I felt that.
Yeah.
Because you built that relationship.
Yeah.
And there's a certain element of loyalty into it because it's like, I don't want to say that. And
because
make
I
you
feel
feel
like
the type of way, because I know that
pride.
time and time again over a long period of time, you've given me consistently great trims.
That's the
so
thing.
how do I now break it to you that your standards have now dipped, considering that in
Because
your
it's
mind
2 or 3 trims in a row now.
Yeah,
Big
and
man.
then now it's like, oh, cheeky one off. So
Yeah.
now it's becoming a trend. So it's like, how do we now address this problem so that I don't have to leave you?
Have any of you actually addressed it by, although black men still don't cheat, but have any of you actually addressed this by cheating on your barber?
This is the thing.
You see the way my mouth just open as well?
No.
I think get a trim. You mean get a trim somewhere else and then come back?
Get a trim somewhere else and come, or just leave your barber, full stop. Has that ever happened?
All right, guys, wait, hold up. So we looked at the analytics, and apparently 25% of you who watch this podcast are not subscribed. Now, that doesn't make sense, because if you're watching this podcast, then you clearly like it and you clearly want more. So the best way to get more is to subscribe. And guess what? Even do another thing, subscribe. Hit that little bell button and put the notifications on. So when we post this exquisite content, right, you'll get it directly in your notifications. So subscribe right now. Thank you.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%. It's
Yeah,
not even.
absolutely.
This is the
What were
thing,
the
yeah.
circumstances?
I get it. I understand people to subscribe to this notion of no cheating on your barber. It sounds cool. It feels good within yourself. But for me, it's just moving smart. We're getting older, bro. We're getting older. So your barber's gonna be on holiday. Your barber's sick. Your barber's got to look after his child. Your barber's just too busy to trim you that day. So am I going to miss that wedding, that date, that interview, that party? How many times have either you, man, or your brethren said, can't even go to the party, I ain't got a trim still. I've said it.
And it's a serious excuse, you know.
Recently as well.
You know what's there? You know the backup is when you just have to go and get the hat when you know you ain't got
I
no
don't even
trim.
have that.
And you got to come with that. You got to slap on the hat.
If
If they're hats inside, if not, you're pissed.
So this is my thing. Am I really going to rely on one person? Now, it's not a thing of like, you know what, I'm just going to go and cheat on whatever. Or I don't even see it as cheating. I'm just going to go to... It's just if you're not available. I'm a grown man now.
Yeah.
If you're not available, I'm not... Imagine I got an interview and I say, yeah, I got to go there with a fuzzy head. What?
They're going to look at you like big man.
What?
He's not serious with that hairline. You know what I mean? He doesn't want the job. He doesn't want the job. He hasn't got waves. What's wrong with him?
Get out, you're fired.
Yeah.
Get out, you're fired. That hairline is trash.
Yeah.
Get out.
Come here like this.
How dare you?
How dare you enter this place?
That's the how sharp your suit is, fam. Yeah,
I just see it as
how
being
sharp your suit
smart.
is.
I just see it as being smart. Like,
Yeah.
if it's only if you like your barbershop's not, your barber's not available, or that's it.
I've definitely got a side things.
Yo, we still don't cheat, you know. I'm just saying, we still
Black
don't
men
cheat.
don't cheat.
We're just very.
But I got a side thing.
You got to have
I got a side
contingency.
thing.
That's a little question. I was gonna say, if you were able to cut your hair yourself, would you do it?
If I were able to do it, then I would not go to the barbers. But I cannot trust myself to cut my own hair.
Yeah, no way.
So that question for me doesn't.
Because the reason why I started doing it myself, obviously I shagged my son's hair bare times, sent it to nursery, them 2 rings on his head. Shout out to my son.
Hey, you know
when he's
what's so
older,
funny?
when he watches this, he's gonna be like,
that's what I'm saying.
He's gonna do the barbershop version.
Fam, I saw one of the pictures a year. I think it was a year and a half, maybe no, 2.5 years ago, and I was confident enough to put it on my Instagram story, bro. The thing, it was like hair on the top and a line. There was a second line with less hair and there was no hair underneath. It's like 3 rings, bro.
Did you give him his money back?
I just gave him extra food that day. I gave him extra milk. I didn't know what to say.
You want Capri-Sun?
But literally, after shagging his hair, yeah, I was just like, I think. Literally, I was going to say, I went to my barber and then I think they increased the prices. Then you had to pay extra for beard and all the rest of it. And I said, are these man being serious? And the prices of the trim already was high. And then you want to pay for my beard as well, separate.
Yep.
They come as a whole head, bro. It's all on the same, you know what I mean, the same structure. You want to pay separately, impossible. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take this year. I think it was January 2018, 2019. I can't remember the start, but then I started cutting my own hair, and then no one could tell that I went to, like, everyone thought I went to the barbers, and then I was already doing my shape up from early. So done my shape up from like college, so that was all right. So I just combined the two, and I actually started giving myself fades. And people are like, "Fam, there's no way you trimmed yourself." You know, when man them come, bro. Did you do that yourself?
Yeah, you got.
Did you? I'm like, oh, come on, man. You know me already, man.
I do things.
Like, come on, man. Yeah, exactly. You know, man. Man's magical with these. You know what I mean? Come on, man. So yeah, once I done that, I just thought I didn't know how to do it. So I didn't know how to go back to my barber, and just because Plush, shout out to Plush and Mikey that owns that place as well. He has a car wash, a Jamaican food stand, I think a salon, and the barbers.
Yeah.
And literally one day I think I went to go and get food and then go wash my car.
Yeah.
And then I see all three barbers in there just watch me like, that's Michael. We haven't seen him for time. Like, Mike, and I was trying to walk, you know, you're trying to walk with your head like, just so they don't see you.
No pictures, please.
Literally, yeah. I walked in there, they're like, raw, like, who cut your hair? Because I remember one of the barbers said, you can't cut your own hair. Man, you can't cut your own hair. Then he saw my trim, was like, there's no way you done that yourself. And if you've done that yourself, I have to spud you because that's nuts. That's actually nuts. And then from there, and it feels so awkward because every time I wanted to go and wash my car or get food, I would have to meet them in it. And I felt like, how do I tell them like I'm cutting my own hair, and I couldn't stand the waiting times, and you've increased the prices. So I'm waiting for longer, and I'm getting, and what's it called, and I'm paying more. Impossible. I'm doing that. Me. There's no way. So
You're such a Nigerian man. Like the way you just put it down to this amount of money.
Yeah.
For this waiting time.
On the same skull.
This is not making sense.
Exactly. That's it.
It's not the same skull.
Fam, and the same structure of head. Do you want me to pay two separate prices? Impossible.
I don't
Like
like
it's
the way the
add-on.
system works. I'm going to change it. I'm not doing the system anymore.